All right, so today we're tackling bedbugs.
Oh, yeah.
You sent over some information from Freedom Wildlife Solutions,
Huh?
a pest control company in North Carolina, and this is going to be an interesting one.
I think so.
So let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
What exactly are bedbugs?
Well, they're tiny little insects that feed on blood.
Ew!
And they like human blood, unfortunately.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and they're most active at night.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So I see here their bites can cause, like, itchy welts
Right.
and even allergic reactions.
Mm.
But it's not just like a physical thing, right?
No, not at all.
It can really mess you up mentally, too.
Absolutely. The stress of knowing that you have bed bugs
Right.
and the anxiety of feeling like you're constantly being bitten
Yeah.
can really disrupt sleep.
I read somewhere that it can even lead to, like, almost PTSD-like symptoms.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So it sounds like these bugs are more than just a nuisance. Oh, absolutely.
So where do they hide? I see there's a whole section here about comprehensive bed bug inspection.
It can really hide anywhere.
Really?
Mattresses,
Okay.
box springs,
Uh-huh.
furniture,
Okay.
behind baseboards,
I see.
even electrical outlets.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, I never would have thought to look there.
Yeah.
I'm picturing those, like, hidden object games where you have to find the tiny little
right.
details.
Mm.
That's why it's so important to have someone who knows what they're doing
Right.
come and do an inspection.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's say we found the bugs.
Uh-huh.
How do we get rid of them? There's a section here on effective bed bug removal and control.
Well, they use a bunch of different methods,
Okay.
like insecticides, for example.
Okay, so like the chemical stuff.
Right.
Professional grade.
Yes.
Right.
Which is stronger than what you can buy, like, at the store.
Right, okay.
And they also use non-chemical methods.
Okay, like what? One that they talk about a lot is heat treatment.
Oh, interesting.
They basically raise the temperature
Wow.
of the area
Okay.
to kill the bugs.
So it's not enough to just get the live ones. You have
Yeah.
to get, like, the eggs and everything, too,
Yeah.
to stop them from coming back.
Right.
Okay, so the professionals have done their job. Is that the end of the story?
Not really,
Okay.
because there's always the chance of reinfestation.
Oh, no.
No.
So what do? They just come back and, like,
They do follow-up visits.
okay.
They do inspections.
So they're not just, like, treating the problem and disappearing.
No, they're invested in their customers.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
It sounds like peace of mind is a big part of what they offer.
absolutely.
So let's talk about Freedom Wildlife Solutions. I see this section titled, Your Local Bedbug Exterminators.
Yeah, looks like they're a veteran and family-owned business.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
So they do more than just bedbugs, right?
they do.
I see they deal with wildlife removal, general pest control,
Hmm.
lots of stuff.
Seems like they can handle anything.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And they serve a pretty big area, too.
8 counties in North Carolina, if I remember correctly,
right.
including Raleigh, Garner, Clayton. So if
Mhm.
you're in that area and you have a pest problem,
Give them a call.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've learned a lot about bedbugs,
Yeah?
their biology, how to get rid of them, and how to prevent them.
Right.
But let's circle back to that psychological impact for a second.
Okay.
I think that's something that's really important.
Yeah.
It's easy to focus on the physical discomfort,
Mm-hmm.
but the mental stress can be just as bad, if not worse.
Absolutely. You know, just thinking about those things crawling around in your bed at night, it
Oh.
can really affect your sleep. It can affect your relationships.
Yeah.
Even your, like, sense of security.
And I bet there are a lot of people out there who are suffering in silence,
Yeah,
too embarrassed to ask for help.
probably.
And it's important to remember, anyone can get bedbugs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's not like a sign of being dirty or anything like that.
That has nothing to do with that.
So if you're dealing with them, don't be afraid to reach out for help.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. We've learned about the nature of bedbugs,
Mhm.
the challenges they present, and the importance of getting professional help.
Right.
But before we move on, I want to leave you with a question to think about.
Oh, okay, I like this.
We talked about how to get rid of bedbugs once they've invaded our homes,
Right.
but what about prevention?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What are some things we can do to prevent these unwelcome guests from ever entering our lives in the first place?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
That's something to think about for the next part of the episode.
Okay,
So stay tuned.
I will.
Welcome back. So I wanted to touch on something we mentioned earlier about Freedom Wildlife Solutions being a veteran and family-owned business.
Yeah, that definitely caught my eye, too.
It does add a nice touch, I think,
Mhm.
especially in a field like this where trust is so important.
Absolutely.
And they serve a pretty big area, if you remember.
Yeah, 8 counties in North Carolina.
Yeah, all around the triangle,
Uh-huh.
like Durham, Harnett,
Johnston, Lee, Wake, Wilson.
Wayne.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it is.
So if you're in that area and you're having a pest problem,
Yeah.
Freedom Wildlife Solutions seems like a good choice.
They seem to have a great reputation.
Speaking of, I was thinking about their approach to ongoing monitoring and maintenance after the treatment.
Right.
It seems like they really go above and beyond. They don't just treat the problem and forget about you.
Yeah.
They're there to make sure those bed bugs are gone.
For good.
Yeah, it really does seem like they're invested in giving people peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you think about the long-term effects of all of this.
Yeah.
We talked about the physical discomfort
Right.
and the stress, but what about even after the bugs are gone?
Yeah, it's not something that just goes away overnight.
People might still feel anxious,
Right, exactly.
might have trouble sleeping.
Could even affect their relationships.
I wonder how many people are, like, out there just dealing with this on their own.
Probably a lot.
Too embarrassed to even say anything.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stigma.
And it's so important to remember, anyone can get bed bugs.
Anyway.
It's not about being clean or dirty or whatever.
Not at all.
So if you're dealing with this,
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to reach out for help.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've talked about bed bugs,
Yeah.
the challenges, the importance of getting professional help,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Right.
But I want to go back to that question we posed earlier
Okay.
about prevention.
Right. How to keep them out.
Exactly. So what can you do? What can our listeners do to avoid bringing these things home in the first place?
Well, for starters, you got to be careful when you travel.
Ah, good point.
Yeah, hotels are a big one.
Right.
So when you get to your hotel room, don't just throw your suitcase on the bed.
Okay.
Take a look around.
Okay, so what are we looking for?
Well, you want to check the mattress, the headboard,
Mm-hmm.
even the furniture.
Okay.
You're looking for any signs of bed bugs.
Signs like what?
Little dark spots.
Oh, okay.
Maybe shed skins.
Gotcha.
And you know what? It's also a good idea to keep your luggage off the floor.
Oh, good point.
Use those luggage racks.
Yeah.
It might seem like a hassle, but it can make a big difference.
And then when you get home.
When you get home, wash all your clothes in hot water.
Okay.
Dry them on high heat.
Just to be safe.
Yeah. You don't want to bring any unwanted souvenirs back with you.
Definitely not. And what about, like, buying used furniture or clothing?
Yes. That's another potential risk.
So what do we do?
Always inspect those items carefully.
Okay. So basically just be vigilant.
Exactly.
And if you do think you might have bed bugs.
Don't panic.
Right.
Call a professional.
Like Freedom Wildlife Solutions.
Exactly. They'll know what to do.
Okay, so we've learned a lot about bed bugs.
Yeah.
Their biology, how to get rid of them, how to prevent them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one more thing I want to leave you with. Remember how we talked about the psychological impact?
Uh-huh.
I think it's worth repeating.
Definitely.
It's not just the bites.
Right.
It's the stress,
Mm-hmm.
the anxiety,
It's a lot.
and it can really stick with you.
Yeah, even after the bugs are gone.
Exactly. And again, anyone can get them.
Absolutely.
It's not a sign of anything.
Yeah.
So don't let that stop you from getting help.
Right. Call a professional.
Yeah, like Freedom Wildlife Solutions,
Mm-hmm.
they can help.
They can.
So I was thinking,
Yeah.
why does it seem like bed bugs are more common now?
That's a good question.
Right.
Well, there are a few theories.
Oh, okay.
One is increased travel.
Makes sense.
People are moving around more,
Right.
and bed bugs are good at hitching rides.
Yeah, and luggage, clothing, all that.
Mm.
And then there's the pesticide resistance.
Oh, right.
They're getting tougher.
Exactly.
So it's like a constant battle,
It is.
which is why you need professionals,
Mm.
people
Mm.
who know what they're doing.
Yeah, like Freedom Wildlife Solutions.
Right. They stay up to date on all the latest stuff.
They do.
Okay, well, this has been a really interesting deep dive.
It has.
I learned a lot
Me too.
about bed bugs,
Mm-hmm.
how to get rid of them,
Mhm.
how to prevent them,
Mm-hmm.
but most importantly, I think, the psychological impact.
Yeah, that's important.
It's not just a physical thing. It can
Yeah.
really affect your mental health.
Absolutely.
So if you're dealing with this,
Yeah.
please don't hesitate to reach out for help.
Good advice.
There are people who can help you.
Hey, bro.
And remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
The more you know about bed bugs,
Mhm.
the better prepared you'll be.
Right.
So, until next time,
See you then.
happy deep diving.